All right, how we doing? How we doing? This is the alternate timeline, man. This is the alternate timeline. This is a TAT episode, back with one of those, and I am joined here with a special guest, man. Special guest name is Jalen. Say what's up to the people, man. How you doing?
Yo, yo, what's going on?
Not much,
Dennis,
man.
appreciate you having me on, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had to make this happen. I was sitting there thinking, like, so I know I've seen you in the chat and stuff. You started your own channel. I've been following you a little bit, man. And, we text back and forth sometimes. And I'm like, man, I need to have you on. I just need to have you on and just,
Yeah,
make it official.
yeah, for sure.
So it's definitely a collab that's been long overdue. So yeah, man. Let's get into you a little bit, man. Let's talk about Jalen's journey, man. How did get into this fandom of Marvel and your whole thing with you got collectibles and stuff like that on your channel. Tell me about your love for Marvel. How did that start? All that.
Man, it's crazy even thinking about starting out loving Marvel because it was just kind of like just getting action figures, getting toys. I was good in school, get a toy, get a report card, get a toy, stuff like that.
Right.
And then I started picking up on the characters more. I was born in 2001, so it was around the time Sam Raimi Spider-Man, the Ang Lee Hulk. So watching those films, slowly growing to appreciate just the fact that these characters are so incredible and the things that they can do and the stuff that they go through. Just actually one of my first vivid memories was going to see the Ang Lee Hulk film and having to leave because I sobbed because the transformation freaked me out so much. I couldn't even do it because I was such a little kid. So my parents had to leave the movie theater early.
Oh
So
wow.
me being such a fan of Marvel, I initially kind of was scared of like the Hulk and stuff like that. But just it wasn't super duper hardcore. I was, and then I would say I think it was Christmas of I think kindergarten, first grade. I got this Marvel encyclopedia about this thick.
Okay.
Every character, and I would take this to school every day, just reading the bios on every character, the abilities on every character. And I mean, it got to the point where there were some other kids in the class that were wanting to borrow the book. Like that became my Bible. For about a year. That was my Bible. Just reading up on these characters and then my first trip to a comic book store, my dad took me. I think the first comic book he bought me, I want to say, was a Thor comic.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what the issue was. I probably have it around here somewhere. But I do remember my first comic book being a Thor comic. And dude, ever since then, just opening that page and seeing all the different artworks in the panels and how they just collectively form to just tell just an amazing story that I love the stories of Marvel, but
yeah.
it just I don't know, and I find myself as I get older and I fall in love with the characters even more, I find myself relating to them on a deeper level. So
For
the love for
sure.
the fandom just grows and grows. So
For sure.
definitely is. It started out as just being cool flips and stuff like that, but now it's more of a deeper understanding of the character and why they tick and what they do and why they are the way they are. But yeah, dude, I love Marvel. It's all around me constantly. I love Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That what you just said about like how you being able to relate to them, especially when you get older, is crazy because and especially with the MCU, like they love to put that human element into it. And one of my favorite characters is Spider-Man, right? And he's just relatable to everybody, kid, grown up, everybody, like teenager.
Yeah,
he just that human element that they add into it is always pretty cool, man, to me. So yeah, man, you created your channel. You have a channel you recently started, and you do a lot of stuff there with figures, and you have your theory bombs and stuff like that too. Tell us a little bit more about the channel that you got, and let the people know where they can find you. Plug yourself in, man.
Okay, so I'm getting better at this, but I did not have any social media for a while. But you can find me Twitter and YouTube both JMARVELous 927. But for the channel, man, it's just, I think the goal for the channel is showing people that it's okay to be a nerd and it's okay to get excited about these fictional characters and these fictional stories, because I mean, that was also a part of my journey growing up, was falling into that, going that road where I was being somebody that society wanted me to be.
Right.
And just now recently I'm getting into just being yourself. And I think me creating that channel is a way for me to kind of try to project that message, to just unapologetically be yourself. And if you like it, you like it. You shouldn't care what anybody thinks about it. But
right.
I think that's really the main goal.
Yeah. Awesome, man. And I followed you a little bit on your channel, and you got a lot of collectibles, man. A lot of figures you like to show off and stuff like that, which is cool because you don't get to see that too often with a lot of these channels. A lot of these channels are, sort of like what I do, and just, talk about the Marvel stuff, talk about the MCU. But you have your comics, your wall posters, your figures, collectibles and stuff. Do you have a favorite, man? You got a favorite you could show off or something like that?
A favorite figure?
Yeah.
Oh man. Actually, I don't know if. I think this is my favorite figure. I think this is my favorite figure. I think it's my favorite figure, but it's my very first figure.
Favorite and very first. Okay. What we got?
Yeah. I got figured in like 2004, dude.
You were just talking about the
This is so old, and it's been in this position for years. Haven't touched it. Mm-hmm. This holds a special place in my heart. This is what started, for sure. So,
gotcha.
If I had a favorite, I would say that would be my favorite person.
Got you.
Just for sentimental purposes, yeah.
Awesome. That is cool, man. Yeah, I'm a big fan of your growth, man, and I like following along for watching you grow, man. So keep it up, man. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So before we get into it, make sure you definitely go like this video, subscribe to the channel. This is the alternate timeline, and go subscribe to Jalen's channel as well, man. Hit him up. We always like talking this Marvel stuff too, so just hit us up, man. We're down to talk. Right, we're down to talk.
We'll talk all day. Yeah,
all day, for sure.
Yeah.
So before we get into like the phase 5 and like the rewrites and all that kind of stuff, what's going on with Marvel these days, I wanted to get into something that came out because I know that you are a big Moonknight guy, and I am a big Moonknight guy as well. It's funny because I think it was Thursday last week. It was like a year ago since last Thursday where it premiered. Right. It premiered. So yeah, Moonknight season 1 premiered Thursday last year, and then we got a report sometime in February, I believe, about a Moonknight season 2. There's been rumblings all over the place, but we got a Moonknight season 2 possibility, and we're hearing that Kang may reportedly be involved, which makes a lot of sense after watching Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania. So yeah, man, what are we thinking about Moonknight season 2, man? What are your thoughts?
Man, so I had a bit of a conversation about this with my girlfriend last night. Mm-hmm. I am 1,000% down for Moonknight season 2. Give me a gajillion seasons of Moonknight, please, Marvel, please. But I think Rama Tut should have some involvement.
Yeah.
I don't know if he should be the main antagonist of that series.
Right. Okay.
I don't feel that after seeing what we saw. If you haven't seen Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania, it's been a month. What are you doing? But after seeing what we saw in that, I feel that Kang is just too powerful to just be the antagonist for one superhero.
Right.
So I'm 1,000% down for Moonknight season 2. We still haven't yet to see anything on screen with Jake Lockley, anything.
Yeah.
Except for the post-credit scene for episode 6.
Yeah.
So there's so many paths that you can go down. He's such an amazing character, and you can just develop him even more. I mean, you could set up Midnight Suns, and then just sprinkle a bit of in there.
Right. Yeah, Yeah, I'm a big Moon Knight guy too. When I keep seeing the rumors of Moon Knight season 2, I think back to, bro, like I just reached over like 100 videos on this channel, right? And which is crazy in itself to even see that. I saw it the other day. I was like, damn, I made 100 videos. But one of my very first videos on this channel was why there should be a Moon Knight season 2. And it was soon after the season 1 finale. I made it, and I was going crazy on that video, just editing, and I put a bunch of like comic stuff involved. And I'm basically, my whole thing is like, I want to see more of the guy that we got at the very end of season 1, who's now, he's good with his personalities, he's good with everything else, like he's comfortable being Moon Knight and all of the personas that come with it. So
right.
And I think that's what a lot of people kind of wanted in season 1, which I'm not mad about season 1 at all. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it, the kind of the origin story. But like I think season 2, it could do so much with it, and we can spending time with that character would just be amazing to me. I think we would see a lot more of what I think people wanted to see in a season 2. So that's kind of how that was my thought process when season 1 ended. And that's why I wanted season 2. So
I definitely see what you're saying, because we didn't really get them cooperating until the end of the last episode. So right. I definitely understand that. Just more of them just straight up Moon Knight. Yeah. Definitely. I can.
Yeah, and then we were making that connection to Rama Tut for sure. I need to read up more about Rama Tut. Like I know of him, and I've seen the Easter eggs and the hints they've been throwing out about him, even in Moon Knight, with the kid with the jacket with the like pharaoh on the back, and then we were speculating even in the Loki series, the whole like when we saw the Egyptian stuff that I guess Kang had in that void, we're all like, hey, that's got to be some Rama Tut stuff right there, but. And then finally seeing him in Quantumania, it's like, all right, we can do a lot with him, and Moon Knight makes a lot of sense. So I would love to see that connection, man. And we'll see how they do it, but I just want to see a Moon Knight season 2. That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to geek out about Moon Knight real quick.
I'm right there with you. I'm right with you.
Right.
For sure. There's a funny thing about Rama Tut. His first appearance was in a Fantastic Four comic, so maybe they do something with that.
Right. So yeah, they're Fantastic Four connections as well.
Yeah. So there's definitely King. Dude, you can do anything with King. Put him anywhere.
He's timeless, right? He's timeless. So wherever you want to be in time, he can be there.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha. All right, let's get into some of these like recent Marvel news, man. A lot's happening. A lot of shifts are going on. Speaking of the Fantastic Four, one of the biggest things that's the biggest news that we've got recently was that they're doing like a full rewrite of the script, and they did away with I guess 2 of the writers and hired a different writer, Josh Friedman, who wrote on the Avatar movie, The Way of the Water. So how are you feeling about that? How are you feeling about the change here on Fantastic Four? Are you concerned? Is it a good thing to you, or what are you thinking?
Okay, so the moves that Marvel has been making recently, I think I'm okay with. I trust Marvel.
Okay.
To an extent, I trust Marvel.
Right.
And with the moves that they've been making recently, I'm sure we'll touch upon some of those topics later on in the video. But I think they're learning from their mistakes and they're trying to do better.
All right.
So have you seen Avatar: Way of Water?
Yes, loved it.
You loved it.
Yeah.
I have not seen it yet.
You haven't seen it?
I think them grabbing a writer from that movie that's about, family and that type of thing. Right. I think that's the vibe that they're going for. And Kevin Feige, he cares a lot about the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he says that all the time.
And he cares a lot about the Fantastic Four. So I think any moves that are being made behind the scenes are for the better. I wouldn't say that I'm scared. I would be scared if they already shot it and then they're going back to rewrite it or whatever. But I mean, this movie is just starting pre-production, so
right. Right. Like we're seeing some rumors on casting and stuff like that, but I think that it's okay that there's, they saw a script and said it wasn't good enough and hired somebody else. And a lot of people are making that family connection from Avatar to Fantastic Four, which, sounds good on paper for sure. And then, I think that it's good that, maybe they can, boost up this new script or whatever, and then get to the casting and stuff later. So I think having the script and then seeing what cast can work with the script is kind of a good thing. The process is okay. I'm okay with what's going on now. So I'm not concerned, but it's just another one of those, like, damn, you hate to see like all the changes, but at some point, like, you're kind of okay with it as well, because they're trying to focus on being better. So I think the intentions are good.
Yeah, definitely. Like seeing the Marvels get delayed like 4 months. Oh,
yeah, dude. I was hyped for the Marvels. Yeah, I was looking forward to the Marvels big time. But I can wait. I can wait though. If they're gonna juice it up, put make it better quality, that's fine with me. So speaking of Fantastic Four, just to, I guess, go into some speculation theory stuff for you. Where do you think they're coming from? Like, do you think the Fantastic Four has already been here, or do you think they're pulling from a different universe? I've seen a lot of people say both.
I think they have been I think they've been here. Okay. I don't want them to get pulled from a different universe. I think that's too easy.
Same.
I feel that's too easy. Or they're from a different universe. That's just too easy. And we're at Secret Wars. I'm sure they'll do that with some characters, but
you're right.
Fantastic Four. I am one of the people that is a fan of the rumor that they've been around in the 60s.
Yeah.
But then they've been trapped in like
stuck there, right?
The microverse or something, a different dimension or something like that, and then they just come back,
right,
and meet up with the heroes of the 616 universe. I don't want to see well, they already said it's not an origin story, so thank God about that.
Right.
But I don't want to see them. Like, I want to see them established, but I want to see what led up to that, and that's what I expect the Fantastic Four to be, film to be.
Gotcha.
I don't want to see it. I feel them getting from a different universe. It's just too easy.
Yeah, I don't want to see them get pulled from a different universe either. I kind of agree with you on this. I hope they kind of pull them like out of the 60s and back to the 616 current time and stuff like that. And hopefully they like. It would be cool if Reed Richards has like been keeping up with everything too, so he like knows everybody. You know what I'm saying? That'd be kind of cool. Like, yeah,
behind the scenes. He knows stuff about it. Yeah, that would be. And I mean, Reed Richards, if he exists in the 616, he would know about these things. He's the smartest mind in the Marvel universe. So.
Yeah. Facts. And yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what they go for with that. Do you think that what's his name, Galactus, is going to be the villain? We've been hearing rumblings on that too. Do we think he's the villain, or would you want to see that?
I wouldn't want to see. Okay, I would. I want to see Galactic for sure. I want to see big man in a purple suit.
Yeah.
In the movie, I want to see that.
Yeah.
But I think Galactus works as a villain that you lead up to for like a trilogy.
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to use him for an entire saga, but maybe like a Fantastic Four trilogy. I definitely want to see him as a villain, but I don't want to be introduced to Galactus and then send Galactus off in the same film.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, I would be okay if he wasn't in this first one, and he was like maybe in the second one, and then the third one be like a Doom thing or something like that. But yeah, I know we were hearing rumblings about it. I'm not going to be mad at it, but it's I think I would be okay if he wasn't in this one. So yeah. Man.
Maybe Galactus would taint the first appearance of the Fantastic Four in the MCU. Him being in their film,
yeah. But you just never know though, because it feels like Marvel's trying to juice up a lot of their future plans. So I just don't know.
Yeah.
And then speaking of rewrites, like we've been hearing the Blade script, man, is getting a rewrite as well, and we just have no idea what's going on with Blade at all. It's That's an interesting one. I'm glad they scrapped the very first idea. The first thing when I heard that, I was like,
Yeah, I heard
only
that was
like
trash.
two action sequences. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? But
Yeah.
yeah, and it seems like Mahershala Ali is like kind of controlling this whole thing. Almost like he's kind of a
There's a
control
lot
freak a
about
little
it.
bit. Yeah, but he has a lot of say in this film, and I just hope they get it right, man. What are your thoughts on the whole like Blade script and the whole rewrites and all the stuff that's going on with Blade? I don't even think it's part of Phase 5 anymore, which it was intended to be. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be
Yeah,
Phase
it got
6.
pushed back.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on it?
I am, I'm of course very excited for the film. I hope they get it right.
Mm-hmm.
The rewrites, same thing with the Fantastic Four, with it being in the early stages of production. I hope it's for the better. I'm the same with you. When I heard that first script, two actions, I was a little thrown off. Then they got rid of the director. They hired new writers.
Yeah, and then they got him back in the day too.
Yeah, yeah, in the 20s or something like that, right?
Yeah, and I think a lot of people want to see Blade with like now, like current stuff. But I think they're still doing like I still think they're doing like a past thing with him though. So I don't know. Like I kind of want to see him in the present day, but I guess that I get that we have to get the origin a little bit too. So I understand that we got to get some history of Blade. And just that universe in itself, like the whole supernatural side of things, like we have to get more history of that. So I get going back in time. I understand that.
But I mean, in 2023, with how superhero films have gone, do you feel that we are past the point of having one whole film be dedicated to an origin story for a superhero?
Actually, but I love origins as well too. Though, because Shang-Chi's one of my favorite movies, and that was a straight up origin movie.
Yeah,
and,
that's true. Yeah, that's
and
true.
I need more of those too. So you just got to be with a person like Shang-Chi. Though, not many people knew of him. Not many people know Shang-Chi, so that makes sense. Fantastic Four, we know everybody. Like we know Fantastic Four. Just do a movie. You can start wherever.
Right.
Blade is interesting because I feel like a lot of people know Blade too.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel the Blade movies, the first Wesley Snipes Blade movies, is kind of what pioneered, not pioneered, but like Batman '89, Blade, that kind of started up a cool superhero film. Like, so you kind of have to do Blade justice. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and that's what I hope. Like, I hope they give Blade the attention that it deserves. Blade is a big time.
Yeah.
To me, that's a big time, film, and Mahershala Ali, like that's a big time get right there. He's huge.
Sure.
So I just hope they do it justice. Yeah, I hope they do it justice, man, and take their time with it, get it right, and but yeah, I think the whole back in the day thing, it's not that it bothers me. It's just that they teased, him in Eternals at the end there with the voiceover, talking to Black Knight. So I'm sitting there like, are we getting the team up? Like we doing this in Blade? Apparently they're taking more of Black Knight out. Yeah, they're taking him out. So I don't know, man. Yeah,
it's just so Eternals is people. I like the Eternals. The Eternals is a very weird film because it seems like they're kind of reneging on a bunch of things that happen in that movie. Where's Tiamat? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, we're gonna get into some more Tiamat and Eternal stuff too in a little bit here. But yeah, man, let's just move into Phase 5 in general because there's a lot of stuff happening in Phase 5. Shootings are happening, not shootings, but they're starting right. It's not a bad way of saying that, but they're starting to shoot film. A lot of things that are happening in Phase 5, like Daredevil Born Again, Captain America 4, New World Order. So like, just where's your excitement for Phase 5 in general, man? And to me, it just seems like, the whole government, infiltration, after the snap is like a big thing they're focusing on in Phase 5, in my opinion. Corrupt villains getting into like positions of power, like Thaddeus Ross. We've been seeing Kingpin is going to be running for mayor, and Skrulls, all those secret invasion is coming. Skrulls seem to have infiltrated the government, so like, I think that we're getting a lot of government infiltration going on here, which is a good thing to me. How are you feeling about Phase 5 and just kind of that side of things, that side of the MCU?
Oh man, I'm here for it because if you ask, you can ask casual people this question, casual Marvel fans this question: what's your favorite MCU fan? MCU movie.
Yeah,
Winter Soldier's at the top of the list for almost everybody.
Yeah.
So that side of the espionage, that side of the Marvel universe, I'm 1000% there for it. I like Marvel's cool and all, but it's good every once in a while seeing just like people that aren't crazy overpowered just blowing stuff up.
Grounded
it's
stuff.
Cool to see Nick Fury fighting. See Nick Fury going against a rebel group. Like that's just cool to see.
Yeah,
I'm 1000% there for it.
Right. Yeah, man. I think because when the one thing that people were saying when they saw the Secret Invasion trailer back in, was it Comic-Con when they showed that trailer? I think back in San Diego.
Some kind of D23.
Yeah, one of the two. They showed the trailer and everybody was like, Winter Soldier vibes. Everybody said that. I think including Marvel themselves were saying like, we're getting back to like Winter Soldier vibes, and that seems to be the vibes in Phase 5 in this side of the MCU, in my opinion. I just think I don't think that's never a bad thing to get back into that like serious type of serious element there. I think a lot of people are looking forward to that. I think Secret Invasion has a chance to be a really good TV show, one that they, in a way that they haven't had in a while. So, we got a date on that, June 21st, and what are we looking? Yeah, man, what are we looking forward to in Secret Invasion, man? I know you were reading the comic event too, so talk about it.
So that comic event, the first issue. Yeah. I know it's probably one thing that I'll miss from the comics going to the live action show. The first issue ends with Echo bodying Elektra, and then she's revealed to be a Skrull. And then
wait, who?
Because this is. You said what?
Who ends up being the Skrull?
Elektra.
Elektra.
So Echo's Elektra, and Echo is like super badass, dude. I hope they do this for her in the show.
Yeah.
Super badass. But the new Avengers team, it consists of Black Suit Spider-Man, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Echo, who am I forgetting? Wolverine.
Okay.
But after they see her body revert back to Skrull form, the tone just completely shifts, and they all just instantly turn on each other.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna miss seeing like superheroes dealing with the Skrulls, but I'm excited to see like the tension between people that are like not able to trust each other because they don't know if they're Skrulls or not. Like, you can do so much with the story. It's gonna be. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, you could tell from the first trailer too. Like when I think it was Rhodey and our guy Nick Fury talking to each other. And he's like, "Do you know your own team, man? Like, do you even know?
Yeah.
Do you know the people you're working with? Right? Like." It just seems like Nick Fury. Yeah. And Rhodey's been like highly speculated as a Skrull from like day one, which is so funny.
I'm one of those people. I think that's how they're going to justify the recast with Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle. I think they're going to. I think he's going to be. I don't know if he's going to be a Skrull the whole time, but I think Rhodey is also like Nick Fury swapping places with a Skrull. I think he knows.
Oh, okay.
But we'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how much Rhodey knows. That's we're gonna see. But yeah, man,
he's super high up. So
he's obtaining a higher position too, right? Man, Nick Fury, just from the first trailers. I know there's a trailer dropping. It's gonna probably be out by the time this comes out. Because I think it's coming out today. So
come on, we don't.
But yeah, man, Nick Fury just looks hot and bothered, man. He looks, extremely like I don't know what is going on, but he just can't trust nobody. Yeah.
Dude, look, I even brought, because I knew we were doing the Secret Invasion talk. I even brought the Secret Invasion Fury Funko, dude, just for
nice
good luck, dude.
Nice. Yeah, I think my buddy Jam, who works with me at the Alternate Timeline, he has that. I'm pretty sure he has that same one. I think he got it at a Comic-Con as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, man, love to see the Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson love it. Yeah. Anything else about that comic event that I know you're reading it. Anything else that you're like kind of excited for, or hoping that the show does, or something like that?
I'm hoping. I don't want them to overdo it, but I am hoping that we see maybe one Super Scroll, one scroll that has been an Avenger or something. I don't know if we'll get to that because people might get kind of confused, but that is one thing that I'm hoping to see.
Okay, yeah, because I've seen that. We saw the little teaser video, and they're showing scrolls with powers. So
right, yeah,
we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what happens, man. But I just think overall, just excited to see the tone shift a little bit in this show. I think a lot of people are gonna mess with that. Yeah, a lot of people are gonna mess with that. I feel like. Yeah, man. Another thing that we got another little teaser kind of trailer that came out, because tickets are dropping tomorrow on Monday for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. You getting your tickets right away, man? You gonna wait on them? Like, what's
get my tickets right away.
Right away, Monday. I think I'm gonna do it too. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do it too. Yeah, man.
I think the last 4 movies I've done, the last 4 Marvel movies, I think I've gotten them right away.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, man. Tickets dropping on Monday. Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, man. How we feeling about Guardians, man? What's your what do you want to see in this movie?
Man, I don't know what to expect. I'm expecting emotion, bunch of emotion, because going to see the first Guardian. When we saw the first trailer for the first Guardians, nobody knew any of these characters were. Right. And now they have some of the strongest emotional attachments to, like, I pray to God that Rocket does not die. I do not want to see Rocket die. I cannot handle that. I can't. But I'm excited to see. James Gunn said that there's a complete story arc for every character in this film, and there's not an ounce of fat. That was his quote. Not an ounce of fat. So I guess we're supposed to see the goods. Like I said, the emotion, a lot of emotion. Of course, the tone of the Guardians films are always lighthearted, but they always hit even harder. So
they hit on some emotional stuff. They definitely hit on some emotional stuff, and like I saw James Gunn recently said that Rocket's like the secret protagonist, which I don't even think is a secret very much. I think that we know, like, he's kind of the protagonist here, and they kind of been hinting that in both of the Guardians films, especially the first one when we kind of meet Rocket. It's like he basically shows how like he was brutalized and stuff like that. So so they've been setting up his story for a minute now, and we're finally gonna get to see what's been going on. So I'm gonna tell you where I'm at with this movie, and I'm excited to see the High Evolutionary. He's one of the guys that Marvel paraded around at San Diego Comic-Con along with Kang. So he's one of the villains that they brought him up on stage. So I kind of want to know. Yeah, I want to know what he's been up to. I want to know what he's been up to. I want to know, like, where is he at? Like, where is he from? What all does he have his hands in? Like, I just want to know, like, what's everything that he's touched so far? Like, what I'm saying? Like, what's got his name on it? I'm just kind of interested to know that side of this film, and then I'm also very interested in Adam Warlock. We're finally gonna get to see Adam Warlock. I don't know too much about him. I want to read up more about him, but I'm interested to see what he's gonna be like and what his future is gonna be like in MCU, like where he fits in all this. So those are 2 things I'm looking forward to, but also the emotional, like I'm expecting the emotional side to happen. So
do you think Adam Warlock will be of course he'll be in the MCU going forward, but do you think he'll be like an intricate part of the MCU? Like, they have to go to him to, he's kind of, from all the characters that I love all the new Avengers that we have.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them are doing anything with the Kang variant. So would he be that
He would
that
be
Captain Marvel and come through and
Right.
turn the tides like
yeah, exactly. I kind of think that he's almost meant to be, because we need some strong people on our side for a Kang. We just need it, right? And I think he's meant to serve as somebody like that. That's like, all right, we can lean on this guy a little bit. It's just going to be interesting, his development, because he's basically like a baby, right? Like comes out and he's like, he doesn't like, his mind is like a baby. So he has to grow into being, a man or whatever. So it's gonna be interesting to see his development and kind of where they place him. There's a couple of characters I'm just kind of lost. I tweeted this I think yesterday or 2 days ago, where I was like, I don't even know what they're gonna do with Thor. I don't know what his role is in all this, and he kind of feels like left out a little bit after his movie. Like, I don't know where will we see him next, like where he pops up. What do you think?
And I don't even know.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. He just feels kind of outside of everything. Yeah, he feels like in Kang Dynasty, like he's got to be a part of it. Like, is he just gonna show up in Kang Dynasty like, hey, I'm here? Or like, I don't even know what project. Yeah, I don't know what project we'll see him in next. So I just kind of a couple of questions there, and I kind of feel the same with Adam Warlock. Like, where will we even see him show up next?
Right.
But yeah, this they're gonna end this movie, and it's going to be a very different Guardians team. Is what we've kind of been thinking. So it's gonna tug on the heartstrings a little bit, and we got to be ready for it.
I have one note about the Guardians film.
Okay.
And it's about what you said about this era of the Guardians being over.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any possibility that we get anything towards an introduction for Nova?
Ooh, that's a great question. That could be a cool. Because where else would you put it? Like a post credit scene type of thing.
Maybe the Marvels, but
yeah, it could be in the Marvels, but I think they're gonna do like
more in the Guardians.
Yeah, because they've been on that place. So I think, yeah, man, that's a good question. I haven't really thought about that. They could for sure do some type of post-credit scene where they tease out Nova, and we've been hearing about the whole special presentation. So it'd be kind of cool to get that tease and then a special presentation of it. So hey, man, that's a good question. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Actually, keep that, because I want to see Nova too. He's another one that I want to know more about.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Crazy.
What do you think about that?
The Marvel nerd and the Marvel fan inside of me says yes, it's bound to happen. It's gonna happen. But just from what we've been hearing about Guardians, like, I'm sure we'll get Nova, but him being introduced in Guardians, I just feel like there's just so much going on. To have Nova in there would be like, oh, and then
this, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
very true.
I'm not sure if they. And James Gunn, he knows what he's doing, so I don't know.
And this is also and this is the end of a trilogy too, so they're gonna want to keep it very almost like how Wakanda Forever. Like at the end of that, it was like, let's just focus on this ending here. We don't need to hype up anything else. Like, that we were talking about Doom and stuff. We don't need to hype up nothing else. Just keep it right here. And they may choose. I could see Gunn doing that, just choosing to keep it very sentimental at the end and not really like a hype to what's next. So
yeah, definitely.
All right, man. Yeah, let's transition. Let's keep going. Phase 5, man. Let's get to the end of Phase 5, because we've been seeing a lot of Captain America New World Order set photos, man. They're filming. They're doing their thing. We're seeing our boy Anthony Mackie out there. We're seeing Liv Tyler. We've been seeing her.
You're good.
And we've been seeing Thaddeus Ross, man. We've been seeing our boy Harrison Ford. So I'm excited for that. And there's all kind of speculation going on with even with the set photos right now. We've been seeing a funeral scene. Tell us what's your thoughts on the set photos that we're seeing here. What do you think is happening?
I know there were some people saying that the funeral was like old man Cap. I don't think they're gonna do that in the film. I think the funeral will end up just being. I don't know if it'll be a major character. I think it'll just be maybe somebody. Maybe it's Isaiah Bradley or who else? There's so many people in this movie. So many people got cast in this movie. There's no telling.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think that with it getting out like it did, I don't know if it'll be a major character. I feel like something would have got out about that also.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think the funeral, the person that it's for, I don't think it's for. I don't think it's a big character. I think that, I've been seeing people speculate that it's possibly, the previous president, because we know that there's going to be like a president.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which would be kind of crazy though. That'd be crazy if a president like died though, like in the MCU like that.
In Secret Invasion, right? The new president.
Yeah, there's like a president in Secret Invasion. So like maybe something happens where that's a thing, and that's how Thaddeus Ross gets to be a president. But I also heard that in Wakanda Forever that he was already the president. No, didn't somebody say that he was already like the president and when Wakanda Forever was happening?
I wouldn't be surprised about that because Wakanda Forever takes place in a very weird spot in the MCU timeline. I was looking on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
it takes place like further out than you would think. I think it's like by Thor kind of, and Thor is the furthest in the MCU that we've seen so far. The new Thor, Love and Thunder. But yeah, man, him and Wakanda Forever being president during that would be crazy because he probably could have something to do with them wanting to invade Wakanda and get that all ties in with the Thunderbolts. And
gotcha.
So you think we start the film with him being president, or?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I wonder if the funeral is the reason why he becomes president, or if he's just already there. Because there's
that's got my gears grinding now. Now I'm kind of thinking of stuff because I mean, what if he unveils that the president is a Skrull and that's why he gets moved up to president and they take him out or something,
Yeah, could be the president is a Skrull and maybe. So okay, all right. Now it just hit me. Like, so maybe the president was a Skrull, but they can't tell the public that, so they hold a funeral. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he just died. Yeah. So it's like a fake. It's like a fake funeral that they're having for the president who was a Skrull the whole time. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, that's kind of what I'm going for now. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, because they don't even on the set photos. It's not like they look all that sad. Like,
it's okay.
They're just there.
Like,
yeah, it's like a freaking get together is what it looks like.
Right. Yeah. Like it's just somebody like you get dragged to a distant cousin's funeral or something. You don't know anybody. Like, just want to
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. But yeah, man, we've been hearing a lot of Captain America stuff going on. Obviously the funeral stuff, but then we've been hearing about like the Tiamat Island being Genosha, which is crazy. Like it's it's looking like the U.S. is looking for adamantium. So we're getting some X-Men ties at the end of Phase 5 here, and what are you? How do you feel about all of that, man? Like the whole Genosha being a thing on Tiamat Island. I know because I've talked to my buddy, Jam. He doesn't like it at all because it's so different from like the comics, right? Like he thinks it's kind of like a cop out. Yeah. So how do you feel about Tiamat actually possibly becoming a Genosha and them looking for adamantium on that island?
I am one. I think I would have to say I'm with your friend. I don't want that island to just become Genosha.
Okay.
I think if it does, I think it'll be explained as just like it's like their base. Like I don't know. I'd much rather see just original Genosha.
Okay.
I am for Chima and the Celestials being made out of adamantium, though. I'm 1000% for that. I like
Okay.
the way that sounds. To just to bring it into the universe, into Marvel in a seamless way, and to finally do something about the big ass, dead ass Celestial that's just in the middle of the Indian Ocean. To finally
Yeah.
address that in something like
Yeah.
that's not just a side reference, like.
And
But
She-Hulk in the articles that she's
yeah,
like looking
really
at.
in an article, like really more of a reference to that. We haven't heard anything about that since the Eternals. Like that's almost bigger than the snap. Like there's just this thing sticking out of the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, it's
But
wild.
I do have a minor gripe with everything that we've been hearing with this Captain America film, because
Okay.
the first two Captain America films, I love them.
Okay.
Oh, they're some of my favorite Marvel films.
Right.
Captain America Civil War, Avengers 3.5,
Right.
Captain America New World Order, Red Hulk, Liv Tyler's coming back. The leader, like, this seems like, and there's rumors that he's supposed to be recruiting the next Avengers team. Like,
Yeah.
it just, I want, especially with this being his first film, I want just Sam Wilson, Captain America, going against whatever, you know.
I feel like a lot of people
Like
want that. I know.
Yeah, it's starting to sound like the Incredible Hulk, like the Planet Hulk prequel. That's what it's starting to sound like. And I just don't want it to be Hulk or Captain America featuring Hulk, like how they promoted Spider-Man Homecoming, where it was Spider-Man featuring Iron Man. I don't want that to be the, you know, I want Sam Wilson to be the main focus of the story. But I'm still gonna go see it.
Yeah, of course. I understand that fully, because you know, we've been having that conversation with in one of my my group texts with Lesson 3000 and them and the Wakandan Council. Shout out to everybody in that group text. But yeah, we argue over that all the time, because one of us, shout out Snowden, he really wants it to be so Cap focused, because it is Sam Wilson's first, just like you were saying. Like, he wants it to be very, you know, Captain America focused, and hates like all the team up stuff, all the team, you know, all these different things that are hyping up the movie that's not Sam Wilson Captain America. You know, but like the pushback in the group is that, you know, we got a whole series basically from him too. So like, we did get 6 episodes of Sam Wilson becoming Cap, but you do want to give him his first movie. I understand that. So I'm kind of in the middle there. Like, I get it, and I also like, but I also, you know, like, again, I trust Marvel that they're going to give Sam Wilson his movie. Like, they're gonna make it, you know, noticeably his movie. You know, even with Civil War, like, it's a big Avengers 3.5 or whatever, but you know, Cap was still, I feel like they still did a good job of like, this is Cap's movie, even though it had Spider-Man and freaking,
yeah, that's my thing. You can have as many characters in it as you want, but I still want him to develop more as Captain America. Because the last time we saw him, he was just accepting that he was Captain America. What has he been doing these last few years as Captain America? Like, I want to see his progression as Captain America, not just, oh, he's Captain America now, he's leader of the Avengers. You know what I mean? Like, I still want to see character development and stuff like that. So.
For sure. Now, do we know when it's going to be, like, in the MCU timeline? Do you think he's going to be Captain America for a few years and then this movie? Or do you think I think it's almost might be like right after some of these events. Like, it's kind of, I think this is like, you know, second day on the job Captain America type stuff.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
I think that, going off what you said about the president being a Skrull and everything, I think that it might be like right after Secret Invasion, because like Armor Wars is supposed to, I think it's going to tie into that whole like area of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Secret Invasion, New World Order, Armor Wars, Thunderbolts. I think it's going to go like that. So
got you. All right, cool. So yeah, it's cool to see that they're sprinkling, because they're, you know, the X-Men stuff is coming. They're gonna keep sprinkling all these Easter eggs and hints and stuff that, you know, X-Men and, you know, all that is coming. Mutants are coming, so it's nice to see them sprinkle that in, because I know people want it bad. I know a lot of people want it like bad, like they need it here now.
I mean, they've had the rights for years now.
It's for like 4 years,
now,
yeah.
So people are starting to get impatient.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see, but at least we're getting some adamantium, hopefully, and some Genosha possibly. So we'll see. And then I think Sabra, that girl that she's a mutant. That is like Sabra girl. I think she's a mutant. So they're just gonna keep sprinkling them in, and we'll eventually get there. It's a slow build.
People are gonna lose their flipping mind. They see. I know I am when I see a live action short, hairy, musty Wolverine and a yellow tiger stripe. Oh, dude, I'll freak out when I see that. I can't wait.
That's facts. Because it's almost like they have to finish, the Logan. Because we know Logan's coming back, or that Wolverine is coming back, and they're gonna finish that off with Deadpool and the send off, and then we'll get our 616 guy. Most likely, but
maybe they'll reveal him in that film, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see, but I'm excited because it's just funny, like everybody's so like on Marvel, like the criticism and all that kind of stuff, but like it's funny, we're about to get Fantastic Four, we're about to get like some of their biggest like franchises, some of their biggest people we're about to get like coming up in the future.
People have been trashing Marvel since Eternals. I'd say consecutively, people have been trashing Marvel.
Yeah.
But the movies that they've been making this year, I'm telling you, and I've been telling people that have been bashing it, don't come back when the grass is greener. They learn from their mistakes, man. I'm telling you, and especially added the DC competition in the next couple of years. Like,
that's a good point. That's a valid point. Because they're going to be competing with James Gunn. They're going to be competing. Like if
James Gunn make sure the best movies from Marvel come over on go to the other side, and then Marvel just completely falls off.
Can't have that happen.
I don't think Marvel.
Yeah, that's why they're taking their time. I think they know that. That's a good point. I haven't really thought about it like that. It's a good point because they're going to have competition for probably the first time. It's like crazy. Like it's when DC when James Gunn announced all that stuff, and we all was like, oh wait, this is all some of these things are coming out in like 2025, competing with like Avengers, Kang Dynasty and stuff like that. It's gonna be crazy. 2025, I believe, is gonna be a crazy year.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, like the Superman movie, the Batman movie. It's gonna be like, wow, that's gonna be crazy competition. I'm here for it.
Yeah. I'm there for it. I'm at every single movie. I don't care.
Got you.
There for it.
So speaking of all that, like I know a lot of people are very like superhero fatigue is a thing, right? And some people think it's not a thing. Some people are like, it's definitely a thing. And where do you stand on like the superhero fatigue thing? I know we're gonna be there regardless, right? But where do you stand on that? Like, how do you feel about it?
I think that depends on how much of a fan of it you are.
Right.
So like a casual person that got into superheroes just off of them films, is like, okay, it's the same old. They're gonna get tired of it. But people like me and you who are reading the comics and are invested in these characters, I mean, we're gonna be there no matter what. And I think that once it's kind of like everything in life. We're going through one phase. People are getting tired of it. We just got to switch it up, change it up. And I think within the next few years, the superhero fatigue people have been talking about, it's not going to matter. And people are only saying superhero fatigue because the last year of Marvel hasn't been the success of the last 10 years of Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, it's just one bad year, bad year isn't going to,
Right. It is interesting to think about because like I have examples from people that like I got my dad into MCU. Like I had him watch all of it all the way up to Endgame, and then we were watching some of the shows in Phase 4, some of the movies in Phase 4. He's been with me with a lot of it, but like some of the shows he didn't watch and he probably won't watch and stuff like that, and he's just like he feels it's too much. And then he's an example because he's just a casual fan. But like one of my good buddies, Galen, shout out Galen. He's mostly a Star Wars, sweaty, but loves the MCU as well. And he lives in New York, and when I lived in New York, he was my guy that we went to the movies to see every Marvel drop, right?
Okay.
And I would talk MCU with him all the time. And basically during Phase 4, he kind of dropped out too. And like he's not as like on top of it as he used to be. Like when movies come out, he don't have to go see it right away. Or these shows come out, he don't need to see it, on Wednesday. Like he'll wait to watch it. Or sometimes, I think some of them he hasn't watched either. So like, and I feel like I've heard him mention superhero fatigue a little bit. So it's just interesting. Even like somebody like him, where he's definitely been in it. Like he's been in it the whole time and kind of just like teetered off a little bit and like doesn't feel the need to indulge in everything. But what I keep saying is I feel like Marvel Studios, that's their intentions. I feel like they don't want everybody. Of course they would want everybody, but like they don't need everybody to like everything, all at once, kind of thing. Like these are things you can come back to. I think these are things that I always compare it to a comics book store. Like you just kind of pick and choose what you want to go with, and get into that, because they got things for everybody. Like I remember when Miss Marvel came out, it wasn't for everybody, but I know a lot of people really love Miss Marvel because it like connected with them in a different way than what like Moonknight connects with people, right? And I think that's their intentions. So it's just interesting, like the superhero fatigue conversation. It's just an interesting one to me that I'll definitely continue to like look out for. But I think that Marvel Studios was kind of prepared for that. But with doing so and making all these properties and all these adding more and more characters, they have to continue to make the quality as good as it was. I think that's the thing they're trying to figure out. That's what they're struggling with. But, yeah. So it's just an interesting. Right. It's an interesting conversation for sure. But moving on, same with Captain America New World Order. We have Thunderbolts. I think Thunderbolts is like the last movie in Phase 5. I think it comes out after Captain America, right? And that one, speaking of rewrites, has been scrapped as well. Like we've seen that they scrapped the whole first draft, which we heard way back in the day it was just going to be those heroes coming together, and we've been hearing that it was like such a sort of a Black Widow kind of 2, like a Black Widow 2 film almost. A lot of people were like, a lot of people didn't want like a Black Widow 2 when they could do so much more. And I think they're going back to the drawing board and juicing it up a lot. So, I think they're adding, of course, that Thaddeus Ross is going to be Red Hulk. I think he's going to be in Captain America New World Order and Thunderbolts as Red Hulk.
Yeah.
We're hearing Sentry is going to be a part of this. It's a lot more they're adding to this Thunderbolts movie. How do you feel about the Thunderbolts? Where do you stand on it? Because I'm more excited than I was. I will say that. Like adding the new stuff, like I think they can go crazy with Thunderbolts. Why not?
Yeah. I think that I'm with you. I'm hearing what the changes that they're making. I'm a bit more excited too, because seeing the reveal of the team at 23, it was just like just the super soldier team.
Yeah, super soldier team.
There's no like and then I don't know if this is true or not, but I did hear this a while back that they took Ghost off the team.
Yeah.
So one unique character.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard they brought her back though. I don't know. I've been hearing this. They brought her back. Okay, cool, good. Because I want to know more about that character too. I like that character. She was like my favorite of that team, honestly.
Yeah, literally. Because it's like, Red Guardian. Okay, yeah. I mean, Bucky.
I love Bucky.
Can you go with that character? You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. So Bucky's an interesting one to me, because if the storyline is really like them going out like with Val and searching for adamantium, or searching just for more like US stuff, and we just know Bucky's relationship with Wakanda, and it seems like Wakanda and the Thunderbolts are kind of gonna be butting heads. It feels like they're gonna be
Yeah,
just the characters that are involved. It just feels like there's kind of a conflict there, and
I
just I
see what you're
think
saying.
Bucky's like
Yeah,
stuck in the middle. I think they're gonna put him in that situation where he's kind of stuck in the middle, like
right.
trying to do this thing with this team, but also like his ties to Wakanda. I think they're gonna cross paths there. I think that's a direction that they go, but I don't know. I just don't know what's all involved in this Thunderbolts movie. So, um,
Yeah,
but I love
I
adding
definitely.
Sentry.
I was just about to say that that's gonna be interesting because I don't know if anybody on that team can do anything with Sentry. So
That's
that's
what.
gonna be like, what? How is that even gonna work? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know what to do with that.
yeah, because he's
Yeah,
he's dumb
I like
powerful.
it. Yeah, he's crazy.
I've
He's
only read
insane.
I've read only one comic thing. I forget which comic it even was that had Sentry in it, and it was something where his memory was wiped or something like that. And he was in jail, like he was in that what's the jail off of New York that Spider-Man throws everybody into? I forget what it's called.
Uh, the Raft.
The raft. Yeah, I think he was like in the raft, and he was just like nobody. He was like he looked like a homeless guy, right? And um they come to him because something was happening on Earth where people were getting out of jail and stuff like that, and they were saying that they needed him, right? They need him to become the superhero that he was once before. And they had the one of the leaders of the X-Men like memory go into his memories. What's her name? The the blonde chick that is it Emma? Is it like Frost? Isn't it not Emma Frost?
I'm a fraud.
She wears an all white suit too. I think it's Emma. I want to say it's Emma Frost. Emma Frost, yeah, it's Emma Frost.
Yeah.
She can like go into people's memories and like do she can do some damage, right? But that's what they
Okay.
had her do with Sentry. And she figured out, she basically like pieced together like what was wrong, like who messed them up and stuff like that. I think it ended up being like Red Skull or something like that. Something like that. Like it was messed up, but basically Sentry's done powerful and they needed him back, his memory and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm just interested to see what they do with him. I don't know what to really expect, especially with what you were saying, like the whole super soldier team, and like who else is like strong enough to
That's
really
the
like go up with him.
like
Red
so
Hulk if he's
like
in there.
his origin in the comics is like he's basically an addict looking for a fix. He stumbles into a lab and then takes super soldier serum, whatever, but like it fucks with him and excuse my language.
You good?
And he like he has two personalities. Like, there's
Right.
like a good side of him and there's like an evil side of him.
Yeah. He's got some darkness in him.
So that's why yeah, that's where it's like, okay, maybe that's why they're bringing him in, maybe for that aspect. The thing is though, that it keeps going back to this. Who, if he's the antagonist, who is going to do anything with him in that film? Like maybe Red Hulk,
But
but
yeah,
like
like Red Hulk. That's the only one I can really think of. I have no idea. I have no idea. The only
yeah,
the only thing that I am excited for with this team though is that it's all hands. Like they throwing hands.
yeah.
That's gonna be
yeah.
that's gonna be good to see in Marvel again. I think with this whole phase, like people gonna be throwing hands, and
Yeah, it's very. This phase is definitely more grounded.
yeah,
Phase 4 was like wild. Phase 4 was crazy. But
yeah,
this phase definitely is grounded.
yeah. That's just when you have films like that, you can do a lot of combinations and stuff like that. Like even some of the little combo fights in Falcon and Winter Soldier was like pretty cool. I thought
Yeah.
some of the duos that they can do. So yeah, I'm excited for Team Hands. That's what I'm gonna call them now, Team Hands.
Hands, I like that.
Team
I've
Hands.
been yeah.
But yeah, I just I think that Feige is just going back and adding a lot more juice into Phase 5 and further. And I think that's kind of what I'm getting with like, yeah, they're adding quality and making sure they take their time with a lot of these. They're delaying a lot of projects and stuff, but I feel like they're going back over these scripts and being like, that's not enough. Like, that's not enough. It's not enough. Add more juice to it. Add more like umph to it, And I think that's a good thing. And I think that's what they're getting to.
I think I definitely agree with you on that, because like that you saying that reminded me like watching Quantumania. Like, I mean, I know I probably like it more than the average person did, but that movie did kind of feel like, okay, we need him to get from A to B and from B to C. There was kind of like it moved kind of quick. The in between was kind of like, yeah, but and same with like Thor. Famously, Thor: Love and Thunder, the director's cut was 4 hours long.
Right.
The cut was 51 wide. Like,
right, they took out a lot.
We don't need to like. They're just doing a lot of from A to B.
Yeah.
B to C. We need to get them to these points, whatever. But like, some of the best things about Marvel is like, yeah, these crazy things happens, but the in between moments, like,
facts.
So the character conversations and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
I definitely think they are adding more. And
yeah, they take a lot out of Multiverse of Madness. They took a lot out of MOM.
Yeah, like literally them filming so much stuff and then taking out an hour and a half of footage, and it's like, dude, what did you take out? Why did you film it? Like,
yeah. We'll see. It's gonna be. I don't want to say it's a make or break, but it's gonna be a big, thing to keep track of. Is when if they're going back to add more juice and more quality on these projects, how that's gonna end up. How's it gonna be different? Can they grab us? And I think one thing that's going to grab us is the change of tone, and like I was saying, like the whole government thing and a lot of these people coming into positions of power. I think that's going to grab a lot of people back. But yeah, man, let's move on to another thing that's filming right now. Freaking 18 episodes, Daredevil Born Again, man. How are we feeling about that? We've been seeing like a season 2.
Oh my god,
Vincent D'Onofrio.
You said what?
I said Vincent D'Onofrio talks a lot. I've noticed that he likes to communicate with the fans. He communicates with the fans. Yeah,
he talks a lot. Yeah,
but
he interview with Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, he mentioned a season 2 already, and I'm sitting here thinking like, well, what I want to ask you is, do you think there is actually a season 2, or do you think he's probably meaning like a part 2 to these 18 episodes? Is it gonna be 9 episodes be one season and 9 episodes be like a second season? Do you think they could do that, or do you think it's gonna be 18 episodes straight on through? Because that's a big chunk of the year.
I do think they're gonna do the 18 episodes, just to make it feel like the lengthwise, like the Netflix Daredevil.
Okay.
I think that's what they're gonna do. That is kind of just treated like, we're not gonna get Daredevil his own film, but he has an amazing TV series and he'll pop up in a few things.
Yeah.
So I think that he is gonna continuously, like, I don't think he'll get a season 2 until maybe like after Secret Wars or something like that.
Okay.
I think he's gonna be that character. Because I mean, you don't have to do crazy VFX or anything with Daredevil. Like, you can just get people film some action. Like, I think he's gonna be that character where they just have a good series going. Because the Netflix series is so good. Oh my god, I need to rewatch it. It's so good.
Yeah, I keep thinking about it too. I'm like, man, they gotta really. It's almost dangerous because they got the same actors and stuff like that, but you almost have to make it. You have to make it as good. Like, it's a little bit of pressure, I think. You got to make it as good because people are going to compare it to it no matter what.
That show is like sacred text for some people, dude. That show is
exactly.
Yeah, dude.
So again, like, what are you going to add that makes it, because you can't do the same thing. It's got to be different, but you have to like add things that are going to make people like, this show rocks as well, and. A lot of people have been speculating, could we potentially even see Tom Holland Spider-Man show up in Daredevil? Maybe one episode. Could we get it?
I do think that I do think Daredevil is going to be set up for Spider-Man. I do.
Spider-Man 4, right?
It's like, I think Spider-Man 4 is going to be Spider-Man and Daredevil versus Kingpin, because all Spider-Man movies are team-up movies.
Right.
Daredevil was the perfect person. He was in No Way Home. Like, I think that works.
Yeah, I think there's right. I think there's a segment in or there's a portion of the. Have you seen the Spider-Man '90s show? Dude. On Disney Plus? So like there's a segment where like basically Kingpin is running a lot of things. He's sending villains out to get Spider-Man, and there's a segment where like I think Spider-Man and Daredevil do a team up as well. I think they could possibly do that for Spider-Man 4. I think that's possibly what it's going to be like. You know, it's Kingpin like sending out like a Sinister Six, and then you know you guys, you know, Daredevil and Spidey fighting it. You know. But yeah, really good. I'm
definitely there for that.
Yeah, I've seen people break down too. Like Tom Holland apparently has like a this is speculation, this is rumor stuff here, but like I've seen somebody break down like Tom Holland has like a part of his contract or whatever. I don't even know how they would know is to have like a TV spot. Like he has like a TV show appearance or something like that. I've seen somebody break it down where they say he's got like a TV show appearance as part of his contract or whatever, and he hasn't shown up in one of them yet. You know, a lot of people were saying he's going to be in that freshman year, voicing the freshman year, like the animated show.
Did that get canceled?
But I don't think. Yeah, they delayed it. It's like indefinitely, I think, and I don't think he's not even the voice actor, so it wouldn't even be that show. So you know, he it's possible, man. Like it's possible he shows up in Daredevil. You know, I would love to see it. I think Tom Holland. I feel like Tom Holland would be down if he knows the fans. If he knows Spidey, like I think he does. I think he would be down to show up at least one episode.
Yeah, that would be. I would love seeing that. Yeah, for sure. That would just take me back to like the '90s cartoon. Just Spider-Man pop up in an episode.
Yeah,
that would. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, for sure.
For sure,
definitely.
Yeah, and then speaking of Vincent D'Onofrio, Kingpin. We know that he's running for mayor. That's been kind of coming out as well. He's running for mayor in New York, which is again like part of this Phase 5 thing. A lot of bad, corrupt people getting high positions, positions of power, and Kingpin is one of them. And he's gonna be running for mayor of New York, and Daredevil's got to do something about it. Spider-Man's got to do something about it. But yeah, he's gonna be a big part of the show, and we also been hearing that Jon Bernthal, Punisher, is going to be a big part of the show, which is awesome. I think
he's reported to have a major role.
Major role, right? So we getting Daredevil, Kingpin, Punisher, big roles in this show, and I think that already grabs a lot of people. My question to you is, who else do you think they could get in this show? Because I think 18 episodes calls for a lot of people. Not a lot of people, but I think it could be something where like. Even how when in She-Hulk, even She-Hulk can show up in the show, right? But like even in her show, it was like, this is my show, but we're gonna have cameos filled in, and I think that Daredevil has the potential to like have every once in a while an episode out of the 18 episodes. Here's somebody, who do you think could show up, man? Street level.
Street level. I mean, as a fan, I gotta say, I hope Moonknight appears, of course.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's kind of an obscure one. Like, I think that it would be crazy though. It would be kind of cool. It would be kind of. I'm glad you said that because I don't think I've heard anybody say that, and that's kind of been on my mind too. Is like, bro, just throw Moonknight in one episode. Just give me one episode. Just do a supernatural team up real quick and just call it a day.
I mean, I don't even think there's like iterations of the Midnight Suns where Daredevil was a part of the team. Like,
I'm not sure. Like, Midnight Suns is a tricky one because you see all this like fan art about it, and Daredevil's like sometimes in it, Punisher sometimes in it, but I don't think they're like actually part of it. It's like Elsa, Bloodstone, Blade, Moon Knight, and stuff like that. I think that's what they're gonna do for the
MCU.
It's kind of combined.
Since they've the characters that they've already introduced, like the Elsa Bloodstones, the
Werewolf by Night,
your Jack Russells. Yeah. I think they're gonna do that as the Midnight Sun, because I mean, same with the Avengers, same with the X-Men and Fantastic Four. Basically, everybody's been on every team. Yeah. So, like, Spider-Man's been part of Midnight Suns, Wolverine's been a part of Midnight Suns.
Right.
To make it like supernatural, actual feel, I think it'll be your Moon Knights, Blade, Kit Harington, stuff like that. So.
Got you. Yeah. I mean, whenever Midnight Suns happens, I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited for the Supernatural. I say that in every video, and I'll probably continue to say it in every video. But yeah, the who else do you think could show up? Because I'm thinking they could probably put a couple of the Defenders in there. You know, yeah, if they want to get, we've been seeing the rumblings of Jessica Jones. Like, she makes a lot of sense to show up here, right? Like, it's like, where else would she, show up?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing like, I don't know the actor, I forgot the actor's name, but like Luke Cage and the Defenders, they can keep Iron Fist. That show's not good. That's probably one of the Iron Fist, Morbius, two Marvel things that I do not like. I dislike those things.
I haven't even watched more. I was excited for Morbius, and I didn't even watch it because I just hated all the hate that it got, and I was like, nah, I can't, because I think Morbius, the character is fire. I think the character is fire.
It's so good.
So I'm like, I'm too upset.
Spider-Man pretty chill.
Yeah,
and that's why, because Morbius is so fire in that show. But like,
yeah, I'm too upset. Don't even watch it. But yeah, and hold on, you said Morbius, and who was the other one that you didn't? What was the other Marvel property you didn't like?
Morbius and Netflix Iron Fist.
Oh yeah, the Netflix Iron Fist, right? I actually didn't hate it. I don't hate it. I think there's a lot of good things about it. I like the idea of it. Let's just say that. Like, I like the idea of Iron Fist, I like the story of it, but I understand why people don't like it. I get it. I would love to see Iron Fist and, of course, the heroes for hire like Iron Fist and Luke Cage. But, for me, I think that seeing Jessica Jones and obviously She-Hulk, I think those are the two that could easily pop up. And then, like you said, because it just makes sense. But I think the obscure one that I want to see is the same one that you said first, is Moonknight. Like, I would love to just see, just
put Moonknight in forever.
Give us the Mark Spector, like, doing his thing in New York kind of thing. That'd be kind of cool to see. That'd be cool to see. But I'm excited to see what they could do with that. And then, obviously we were saying it's going to lead into Spider-Man 4. I think that's what people are saying. And people are thinking there's going to be like a Sinister Six setup with, Kingpin coming after Spider-Man. I don't know what to make of Spider-Man 4. We've known that I think Kevin Feige said there's been pen to the paper. They're writing things about it, so it's definitely on its way. I think it's very interesting, the placement of Spider-Man 4. I keep saying this, like, the placement of when this movie comes out, like, before King Dynasty, after King Dynasty. Like, we've been hearing Spider-Man as like a main character, like a big role lead in King Dynasty. So it's just interesting to see how Spider-Man 4 goes from what it's doing to him being like the lead role, or kind of where Spider-Man 4 fits into it all. You have any thoughts on Spider-Man 4, man?
I am all for seeing him in King Dynasty and him being a lead in that film.
Yeah. Just
please, and this kind of goes along the lines as Cap 4. Just please give us a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man film in the MCU.
So a lot of people want it. I'm kind of skeptical. I'm skeptical, man. I'm skeptical.
You are really.
Yeah, I'm very skeptical of it because I just think the placement of it is like how you get friendly neighborhood Spider-Man to Kang is just like it's a large it's a large step. But
that's the thing, like, you take it from the Avengers and he grows and everybody forgets who he is. It's normal Spider-Man.
Right.
End of that film. I'm super excited for Spider-Man 4.
It's great.
Oh, he's really King Dynasty, and it's like, so it seems like Spider-Man 4 might end with him getting recruited by Anthony Mackie or something. I don't know.
Right. It would be perfect. That's true. It would be perfect if Spider-Man 4 was part of Phase 5. Honestly, like, it would be if it was part of Phase 5, we would definitely get that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man where he could just do whatever he could do whatever friendly neighborhood Spider-Man thing that he wants to do. But it's just putting it in Phase 6. in between like Fantastic Four, Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars is like how do you tell the small story with all that going on is my big question. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because I think Phase 6 also includes like Deadpool on the run from the TVA. Deadpool 3 is supposed to like Phase 6 just seems like there's supposed to be crazy things happening. So
yeah.
I agree with you. Put Spider-Man in Phase 5. Y'all pushing everything back anyways. Just
exactly. You just throw it in Phase 5, or just say that this happened during Phase 5. It could be one of those where like this is happening here on the timeline,
Right. Or if it comes, facts.
Yeah.
The story just wouldn't fit with what we're leading towards.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
So much big stuff happening. Once we get to Phase 6, I feel like we'll be past telling street level stories. Like. Stuff is gonna hit the fan once we get to Phase 6. I feel.
Facts. Let's hit on Wonderman real quick before we get to the ending here. We have a Wonderman casting. We have 2 castings for Wonderman. Well, we already got Yahya Abdul-Mateen. Okay, Yahya Abdul-Mateen. He's the main guy for Wonderman, right? And then we just got this casting of Demetrius. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. How do you pronounce his last? Is it Gross?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, let's go with Demetrius Gross. Cause I don't want, cause it could be Grassi, Gross. I have no idea. Yeah, it could have that A on it, But Demetrius, let's go with Demetrius Gross. It's reportedly been casted as Grim Reaper, man, in Marvel Studios' Wonderman series. Wonderman series is becoming a little interesting. It's becoming interesting.
I'm excited.
And it's crazy. We got two black. Got some brothers, man. Got 2 brothers being like almost like the lead of this show, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, Wonderman is adding the Grim Reaper, which I'm excited to see, because we were teased that a little bit in WandaVision. If you remember the cartoon, it was like, I forget what episode it was. It was like the little cartoon in the beginning of the episode. Yeah, and then they go like in the attic and you see his helmet there. They purposely put Grim Reaper's helmet there, which is added to all the crazy WandaVision stuff, the theories that was going on during that time. But it was like, bro, why you put that helmet right there? We know who that is. We do our research. So we sitting here expecting Grim Reaper. We are finally getting him in Wonderman. So that makes for an interesting cast right there. How are you feeling about Wonderman so far?
I'm excited for it. I'm very excited I'm excited to see what story they're going to use, because normally when you think Wonderman, you think of what they did, like the West Coast Avengers comic run with White Vision and all that, and they kind of already used the majority of that story for WandaVision.
Yeah.
And like you said, seeing that Easter egg in WandaVision, we were thinking, oh, we're going to see Wonderman, we're going to see the whole brain with all that.
Yeah.
But it's very, very, I'm excited to see like what story they use, because like I said, when I think of Wonderman, I just think of that whole West Coast Avengers arc.
Same.
I mean, I think they're kind of setting up, but who knows what they're doing? Seriously, who knows?
Yeah.
We don't even have a release date for that, I don't think.
Yeah, man. Like the whole like West Avengers thing is like, it feels like it's coming though, because you got the we've been hearing Armor Wars may have like a West Avengers type of connection to it, or beginning to it. Vision Quest, we feel like he's probably going to be over there. Vision Quest and Wonderman kind of feel not similar, but like in the same vein a little bit.
They're in the same area of the Marvel universe. Of the Marvel
universe, right? Yeah. So, having Grim Reaper come through as well, who's apparently he's like the brother of Wonderman, I believe.
Yeah, they're brothers.
They're brothers. So that's interesting. I didn't even really know that until I was looking that up. But yeah, I'm interested to see what they do there. I've seen not Wonderman. I've seen Grim Reaper in maybe like 2 cartoon episodes. I think it was like Avengers shows I was watching, like the cartoons. I think Grim Reaper shows up. Yeah, he's
crazy big.
Yeah, he's not a big villain. It's just gonna be cool to see him show up though. Him and Wonderman do his thing,
and especially him being played by a brother, like you said.
Yeah,
I'm there for it. Wonderman, I'm there for it.
Yeah,
Yaya's an amazing actor.
For sure. Yeah, Yahya can. Yeah, he's a good actor. And I think this guy, he's from like, I want to say he's like from the Walking Dead series or something like this.
Marvel love their Walking Dead.
They love the Walking Dead actors, right? Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean that's basically like the news on Wonderman. They got a new cast. They also got a second cast too. It's the guy from Westworld, Ed Harris from Westworld. He's one of the like I forget what he did in Westworld. Have you seen Westworld before? You've seen it? I would suggest watching the first season at least. The first season is like
wasn't it a movie?
No, it's a TV show on HBO.
No, but like wasn't it a movie before though?
Oh, I'm not sure. It might have been. I'm not sure. You might be right about that. He's one of the main characters of Westworld, and he's incredible in it. And it's just like Westworld's crazy. Like it's a crazy good. That first season is incredible. Like some of the best TV out there, in my opinion. And Ed Harris
came out in 73.
73?
Yeah.
Wow.
It is. Isn't it like I think I get the gist of it. It's like a video game in real life. You can go do whatever you want type deal. Like
yeah. It's you're basically it's like a world where you can go, not even a world, but like a place you can go where things are real. Like things like there's basically like robots, right? They're created robots that have feelings. They say things. Okay. It's like a place that they created. And and obviously it gets to a point where like they start thinking for themselves and stuff like that. So there's like glitches in the systems and stuff like that. It's crazy. It gets crazy. But yeah, Ed Harris is I was especially that first season. I need to continue watching it honestly, just to see how it ends. I'm one of those people that likes to see how things end. But Ed Harris, man, he's part of it as well, casted in Wonderman. So Wonderman having a good a couple of castings right now. So the last thing I'm going to say, which is actually more Sony than the MCU, but we're going to get this Across the Spider-Verse trailer here soon. But then we also got this little like hint of a Spider-Verse animated short film coming out as well. Called The Spider Within. It says will premiere in June at the Annecy Film Festival. The short film follows Miles as he struggles to balance his responsibilities between being a teenager and being Spider-Man. And apparently he's going to have this whole thing with like an anxiety attack or a panic attack or something like that. And that's going to be like, just from trying to handle this everyday Spider-Man responsibility, he's going to like have a panic attack and stuff like that. So,
right. I mean, it's a lot.
And again, this is like one of those things where I'm a fan of this because it's that like in between stuff that obviously Across the Spider-Verse is going to have this huge thing going on, but just like the in between, what Miles is going through would be kind of cool to see, in my opinion. This short film,
yeah, kind of the calm before the storm.
Yeah. So, and I think it's a cool idea, man. Like Spider-Man, especially Spider-Man, is a character that a lot of people identify with and relate with, on all levels. Like I was saying before, people have panic attacks. People have anxiety like all the time, and just them having a Spider-Man and Miles Morales go through that, and having that human element in it, which Spider-Man is so famous for. That's why people love superheroes, man. And being able to relate to them, I think it could be pretty special and hit with a lot of kids, and especially be pretty cool with the trippy animation that they have with the Spider-Verse stuff. So him having a panic. Imagine him having a panic attack, and like that animation is like going crazy. Right, it could be an interesting.
They're gonna go insane.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the last piece of news that I kind of had. You want to say anything else about the short film? Go for it, man. Anything else you're looking forward to?
About the short film?
It's just cool to get more Miles, man. No, Miles is coming. Want to see live?
I'm so ready for action Miles Morales. I'm so ready.
Yeah.
So,
For sure. For sure.
but I think that comes with Tom Holland dying.
You think it comes with Tom Holland dying?
I think Tom Holland is gonna die in Secret Wars, and I think that.
Whoa.
Miles
Whoa,
Morales.
whoa. Hold on. Let me hit that theory button right quick, because that's crazy. Let me hit that. Go ahead. Continue what you were saying, man. That's crazy.
All right. I think after this contract that Tom Holland signed, I think he's done. I mean, because it'll be 10 plus years by the time Secret Wars is out and everything. But I think Tom Holland Spider-Man eventually will bite the bullet, and that'll introduce Miles Morales, because that's what happened in the comics. Peter Spider-Man died.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he basically kind of. So I think that's what is going to happen.
I can see that, but I don't think it happens during Secret Wars, because apparently Tom Holland has another trilogy though. I think he's supposed to have like another trilogy, so we'll see. But Tom Holland, that'd be crazy on TV to see that, like in theaters.
Who wants to see that?
Nobody wants to see that.
Tom Holland dying.
Tom Holland Spider-Man dying, and that's how we get our Miles Morales. Yeah. But I think there's another. A lot of people will hate that, because people want to see Tom Holland kind of training up Miles Morales too, because there's iterations of that as well. Yeah. So
right, I wouldn't mind seeing that either. Yeah, I would love seeing that, like the game. That'd be super fire.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there, but that's a hell of a theory. That's kind of all we got here for you, man. Is there anything else that you wanted to say? Any other theories that you didn't get off your chest or anything like that?
I don't think I don't know if I have any theories, but I do have one thing, and this kind of goes along with my my whole message and the thing that I live by.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, be yourself. Please just be yourself.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Be yourself, please. Unapologetically be yourself. Yeah. This also, the TAT segments is a hub for all nerds of all shapes, sizes, colors. Come nerd out. Just come nerd out.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. You were, I love meeting you, first of all, and you were somebody that, I think I was doing some live videos, and you kind of popped up in the chat room and stuff like that, and you obviously knew what you were talking about. You could tell like you were very into this Marvel stuff, and then that's kind of how we connected. And you started your own channel and everything. Like, I just been kind of following your growth, man. It's just been nice to meet you and have you on the show for sure, and definitely got to get you on again soon, man. Like sooner rather than later, because we can just always nerd out like this, and it's been a fun time. And this is kind of what I always wanted this channel to be about, man. Like, I met you through this. I've met a couple of people through doing this content stuff, and it's been a blessing to meet people like that, and then to have you on the show, it's been cool, man. To see it all come together like that, it's really cool, and that's what I want this channel to be about. Like, I didn't know you, like I didn't know you at all, right? And you kind of you just kind of started. All right, we just started to kind of support each other in a little bit and talk that nerd talk, and here you are on the channel. So that's what the alternate timeline is about, man, for sure. So man, I just want to say thank you for coming on, man. Any last words before you get up out of here? Just plug yourself in again too. Plug yourself in.
Oh man, shout out to my YouTube channel, JMARVELous, JMARVELous. Follow me on Twitter, JMARVELous 927.
Yeah,
I will create an Instagram. I will do better at that. Those are what I have right now.
Yeah, so don't spread yourself Instagram, too thin.
Yeah, right. Just Twitter and YouTube right now at JMARVELous 927. Mm-hmm. And again, thank you for having me on, dude. This was super fun. Super fun. I had so much fun doing this.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. And man, I'll have your stuff plugged in in the description below. So Follow JMARVELous. It'll be down in the description below. Go watch him. Watch the kid, man. Watch the kid do his thing. And
Appreciate it.
yeah, man, that's all we got for you. I'm Dennis Smith. This is Jalen, JMARVELous. And that's a TAT episode, man. Hit that subscribe button. Like the video. You know what time it is.
Like, comment,
you know what it is. You know what it is. And I'm sure we'll see you again. Both of us. We will see you guys again in another video.
Yes,
Thanks for tuning in, man. It's the Alternate Timeline. You guys have a blessed week. Peace out, people. Peace out.
Peace.